Video games, dinosaurs, and Submariner's ass is all spiking. Let's get into it. We got a list of 10 record-breaking sales, and at the list at number 10, Jack Kirby goodness, an iconic cover, Captain America busting through that newspaper in Captain America 109. This is the origin retold because just 9 issues prior, he would debut in his own solo title for the first time since the Golden Age.
And Captain America up against his most deadly foe, the newspaper man. No, I'm just joking, but this book did break record on the CGC 5.5. It sold for $180 last year, 2021, up 77% now, selling for $319.
The last 9.6 to sell was June of this year for $1,200. 9.8s don't come up very often. There's only 39 copies graded at that. The record high was set in 2009 for $2,550. The last sale happened in November for $1,800. And we were just chatting about Captain America 100 on the recent Hot 10. Make sure to check out that video. And stay tuned. Hit the subscribe button because we're not done talking about Cap.
More Captain America on the list, and this list of 10 is sourced from a much larger list over on Key Collector app. Make sure to download the app, use code TOM101 to get a free 2-week subscription of the app in its entirety.
There were so many other single record-breaking sales, books that almost made it on the Hot 10, but shattered the numbers nonetheless. At the list at number 9, Jurassic Park number 1. We have the variant cover that came out in 1993, the hollow foil gold amber chrome edition.
Limited to 7,500 copies, and it's called the Amber Chrome, paying homage to the amber that housed the mosquito, how they got that dino DNA.
There are 9 copies graded at a 9.8. The last one sold June of this year, the same month as the most recent movie, and it was down $250 since its height. It sold for $650 this year. Back in October 2021, we had a sale for $900.
Over this last year, we've seen collectors spec on movies, on television shows, cartoons, and theme park rides. How about a book that combines almost all of those things with this Jurassic Park number 1? A CGC 9.6 sold for $336 back in 2020. It's up 41%, now selling for $475.
Now, clearly, this is a variant that people are after because of the low print count, especially when you compare it to the regular edition. Same cover, just not that hologram, different tint. And it came in a poly bag that also had inserts, collectible cards that accompanied the comic book. And there are a total of 291 copies graded on the census, 87 at a 9.8. Way more affordable. The record high was set in April of this year for $150, but the last sale in October was only for $88.
Which brings us over to the newsstand edition, which has a completely different and better cover. Now, there are less total graded on the census, 46 slabs in total, with only 11 graded at a 9.8. The last sale on August 27th was $450.
And now at the list at number 8, we have Deadpool number 1 from 2019. John Tyler Christopher variant featuring Elsa Bloodstone and Jeff the Land Shark.
Elsa Bloodstone making her on-screen debut during the Werewolf by Night holiday special, and an homage to the old-school copper tone ads. We have a CGC 9.8, which sold for $202 back in 2021, up 73%, now selling for $350.
John Tyler Christopher on the variant, check. The little guy, Jeff the Land Shark. Fan favorite is an understatement. Elsa Bloodstone confirmed spec. This book blew up during the comic boom and just went up 73% since then. Hot damn.
That Elsa Bloodstone, so hot right now. Moving on to number 7 on the list, we have Nova, issue 1 from 1976, the first appearance of Nova, Richard Rider.
Confirmation started in January 2021 after the intention to utilize Nova, Alexander, and Ryder was both confirmed. However, Kevin Feige's been talking about that for over 3 years now, and we found out March of this year, 2022, that Deadline confirms that the Nova project is in active development, pushing so many record-breaking sales. However, not as many that happened since the comic boom.
And with the success of Werewolf by Night, Marvel has been looking to do more of these specials rather than movies or full episode-long seasons. We have a CGC 9.6 that sold for $800 back in March, up 19%, now selling for $950.
There's a total of 7,329 copies graded on the CGC census. However, 532 of those are graded at 9.8, and the all-time record high was in March of this year for $3,000, but the last sale as of this month in October was $1,900. Could this be a great time to spec on Nova? I have to hear your thoughts in the comment section below. Help your fellow comic fan members spec.
The market is extremely volatile right now, but it may be a good opportunity to pick up some of these keys on the low before they spike up and get back to their former glory. Moving on to number 6 on the list, one of my favorite books, Mortal Kombat Blood and Thunder, issue number 1 from 1994 with that beautiful hologram cover. We're recording from the arcade.
The Gemcade, we have a limited edition hologram cover featuring the Mortal Kombat logo, and I suspect similar to the Jurassic Park newsstand cover, it just is so much more attractive in a slab than the other key comics. It makes sense why we're seeing record-breaking sales of a scarce version of which. We have a 9.6 selling back in 2015 for $85, up 312% this week, selling for $350. And one of my all-time favorite artists for Inktober, this is where artists will choose to do the challenge of a new piece of art being created every single day of October. Ben Templesmith chose the theme of Mortal Kombat.
Ben Templesmith has been dropping a different Mortal Kombat character every single day for this 31-day challenge. He just recently dropped his Rico, Cyrax. Looking forward to see how he does the Shokan characters with Shiva and Kentaro coming up next. Now, we talked about that CGC 9.6 breaking record selling for $350. There are only 42 copies of the 9.8, and it had a record low sale this year in September of just $101. Somebody got a steal of a deal.
31 days of Mortal Kombat at the list at number 5. Follow Ben T, link in the description to follow him on Instagram. We have Star Wars number 2, the Whitman edition that came out in 1977, considered a reprint that was found in those multi-packs.
With the black diamond price box in the upper left corner and the barcode for the UPC.
This is the first appearance of Jabba the Hutt, although it's a different version of the character we know him to be. He would be later changed. The first appearance of Han Solo and Obi-Wan Kenobi. In story, the first appearance of Chewbacca, and we have a 7.5 that last sold in September for $233, up 115% this week, selling for a clean $500. Next at the list, at number 4, we have Hercules, the Legendary Journeys number 3, the photo variant, the first appearance of Xena, the warrior princess in comic books.
Definitely another one for the nostalgic TV cycle. The first appearance of your favorite characters from back in the day. We have a CGC 9.8 record breaker for this book. Now, it's sold for just $115 back in 2017. It's up 335%, now selling for $500.
Now, this is the photo variant. There are only 4 copies graded at a 9.8. The 9.6 has 1 registered sale on GPA. It happened in 2021 for $110. The regular cover has a lonely 9 copies graded at a 9.8. And the last sale happened for $100. I believe this book could be found in dollar bins. It's from 1996. They made a bunch of them, and seeing this light of census count numbers shows that if you can get a high grade copy on the cheap, you're gonna be in the green.
Speaking of in the green, number 3 on the list, we have Fantastic Four issue 14 from 1963, featuring Namor with that beautiful ass shot in his green trunks.
I mean, it says on the cover, Jam, how much drama, how much action can you crave? The Submariner strikes indeed. He's got those damn scales on those booty shorts. We have a CGC count. 640 exist. 3 are at a 9.8. The last sale happened in September 2021, and it hit $22,800. 9.6, there's a lonely 8 copies that exist, and the last sold in November 2019 for $4,200.
Now, there are only 32 copies of the CGC 9.0, which just broke record. It sold for $1,650 back in 2013, and it's up 60% now, selling for $2,640.
The notes from Fire Guy Ryan say this verbatim: The cover is literally Namor's ass. Nuff said, honestly. Next at the list, at number 2, Wonder Woman number 6, debuting in 1943. We have the first appearance of the Cheetah.
Cheetah made her on-screen debut in Wonder Woman 84 and most recently showed backup in Wonder Woman comics. There are 85 total copies on the CGC census and a 5.0 just broke record. It sold for $4,950 back in 2017, and it's up 23%, now selling for $6,099.
There is only one copy graded of this book at a 9.4, and it's a double cover. There are 3 copies graded at a 9.2. The last one that sold in that grade was for $26,400, and it happened April of this year. And we all celebrated Wonder Woman Day, October 21st of this year. And you may be surprised to know that the day is also shared by another celebration. The day that Marty and Doc go back to the future is also the same celebration. We have Back to the Future Day. We have Wonder Woman Day. We even have, on the same day, the Count Your Buttons Day. It's also Garbanzo Bean Day.
Celebrating the 81st anniversary of Wonder Woman's first appearance in All-Star Comics issue 8, it's also Mezcal Day, Global Clinical Engineering Day, and the International Day of Nachos.
You always got to count your buttons, comic fam. And speaking of buttons, slap that subscribe, and at the list at number 1, Sergeant Fury number 13, debuting in December 1964. We have the first team up of Captain America and Nick Fury.
Another trend that we've been seeing this year are first meetups, first team-ups, first battles in comics that could be adapted on screen. We've already seen Nick Fury and Captain America share the screen multiple times, so this one is probably because it's a pedigree edition from the Don Maggie Thompson collection.
9.6, last selling in 2021 for $5,800, had a 23% increase this very week, selling for $7,150 bones. Hot damn.
Now, Don and Maggie were already adults when Fantastic Four issue number 1 hit the stands, so they curated a collection of high-grade blue-chip Marvel keys, which included an Avengers 1 and Tales of Suspense 39 in a 9.4, a Journey into Mystery 83 in a 9.2, and a Hulk 1 in an 8.5.
We appreciate your time today, comic fam. As always,
Geek responsibly and stay minty fresh.
Enough said. So much fun at Baltimore this week. Did you have a good time, Jem?
Man, I had a blast hanging out with all of you guys in person, hanging out on Whatnot with all the viewers at home. I cannot wait for the convention season to start up again next year.
We did over $3,000 in giveaways between us 2 alone, Jem. Shout out to the Whatnot Wednesday squad, to Carnivore Comics and Nomos, and the best new place to buy and sell collectibles, Whatnot, available for both Androids and iPhones. Dollar start auctions that last as little as 15 seconds long. We have 2 other videos for you to check out. We made them for you. Have a great week. We'll see you soon.